Hi, welcome back to the next part of our tutorial to build a train. Last time we did here some of these things. Today we work there on. That means we start with simple things. We make that here. For that, we can normally take that and make a difference, but we make it. You need screencast keys. So, okay. Then add mesh cylinder. We give them 24, rotate X 90 degrees, scale down, good. We bring it out, scale in Y. We see it is rounded, so we need to bevel. So we give here one and extrude scale to bring it in. Then this here we can bevel now, Control B, move the mouse, and we got a bevel. Good, we need to smooth that. Shading error comes, so give them here loop, and it's gone. Good, we have one. Now we need this back part here. For that, we get here at a circle. Rotate. Oh, that is too much. We don't need 32, we take 24. Rotate X 90 degrees, scale down. Same size like here. Shift D to duplicate, scale down here. Bring both in front. Join them together as one. Edit mode. We delete what we don't need. That is that here. And here that. Then we connect this two with F. And here the same. Close with that. Mark all with A. F to close. E to extrude. Bring them down. And we have the thickness. So we got that thing. We bring them together. Okay. Bring them on the top. You see that it's a little bit greater than the rest, so we make it the same. Scale a little, only a little. Good. Look from side view. Then we can adjust that perfectly. A little bit more than that. Okay, we mark them both and join them together as one. We have to smooth that here too. So we mark these faces here and give them smooth, and same on the top. Mark these faces and smooth. Shading error, so get loops in and all is okay. Good. We bring them to the place, grabbing, positioning. Good. File, save. Good. Next thing. That here is nearly the same, but with a different there. We try some interesting thing, that is that here. That we make with a Bezier curve. So add curve, Bezier curve, rotate X 90 degrees, scale down, bring it to the starting point. That is here. Then bring it a little bit in front. Good. Now we have the first change of our roundness begins here. So we get here down, that it follows this line here. Then we get the middle point and press E to extrude and go to the upper point. Then we get this point to bring the curve down. Get the middle point, extrude to the other side. grabbing and bring that a little bit down so we get a better bending there. Then we extrude again to the bottom part. Then we get this line here and grabbing. Then you see we can take that. Then from here we have a straight line to the end of that whole thing. So we extrude and go to the end and bring that here to a straight line so that we have a straight line here. Good. We go down a middle point, extrude, bring it to the down part, get this here and make it straight. When you want to have a real straight thing, so you must have that here as short as you can. So when we move here, you will see it was sharper and sharper and sharper. Then you must recalc this, that you must retweak. But now we have some sharp edge here. From here, middle point, extrude, go to that point. Now we can take this here to handle that. And when we get the outer point near, then you see we can tweak them that it fits more or less. Good. Then we see we can get middle point, extrude to this point and bring them more that it fits with the reference, such like that. A little bit more there. It's okay. Then extrude the middle point to this point here and grabbing, positioning, done. The last one goes then straight to the end, grabbing, positioning, ready. Then we want to close, so we mark both middle points and close with F. You see it's round, we want to have a sharp edge, so we must reduct this space from the left point to the middle point. So we grab, bring them near to the middle point, here the same, and then it will be sharp, but it changed automatically this, so we have to retweak that. Good, and we see we got that complicated looking thing done in minutes. Bring them down, Shift D to duplicate. We see here little variants here, so we can make it completely straight if we want. So that is straight. That here will let like it is. That here can be a little bit better when we go here. Yeah. Okay, then with Alt C we convert it as a mesh. Now we have here words, and now we can mark them all, close with F, extrude to the outside, and we have built that thing here. When you look from the side, you will see there is not only one, there are two, and in the middle are these other things in that you see here. Here's the one, and then behind is the second, so we need two of them. So we can move that here to third layer, that here to the, we'll add it here in the moment because we have only 11,000 words. That isn't that much, so we have a chance to get that cool with originals, not with instances. So next, I will make this simple thing here. I must look from the side. That can be at the complete one, I think. Yeah, that fits it with the carrosserie there. So we get in here, add mesh cube, scale down, and scale it to the X. Get a little bit brighter, then we can join them together with this thing here. So we'll add it in a moment like that. Then we have this screw tops. So add group instance that is screw head one. We have that. See it now here in front. Okay, here we have it. Then we looked at we have the same here. Make it middle. Shift D to duplicate. Bring it a little bit down. Mark both. Shift D to duplicate. And Shift D duplicate it again. We done that. So we mark that both, not this down part there. Here we can say the size of this axis. We can tweak near to 0. Then we don't see that as much as that is there. So we cannot make with all. Then it looks not so wired later. So that one. And now we have more clear picture there. Good. We have done that. So we can now mark that and bring it in position. So grabbing, positioning, done. Okay. Next one. So we can do this thing here. When you look exactly what that here is, that is the same like that here was. So we can take some of them. But we will make that here. So we must look how it looks from 3D. That is put it on this and is movable between them. Okay. So we do it. Good. That means we need add mesh cube, scale down, scale X. Good. Then we get the top face and extrude, bring them to the first point, scale in the X. So scale in the Y a little and extrude again, but not to the top, only to this point here, because from there comes the two guys where it can move there. So we make here a loop so that we can use a mirror. Then with background selection and word selection, we delete the down part, give them here a modifier, mirror modifier in Z direction with clipping. Good. What I said, we have here these parts that we can move that in that thing. So we have to loop here 2 times, scale on the Y. Now we can get out this 2, extrude to the top point. Good. So we got that. That is what we need. You see here on this part are 4 of this screws with mother. So we place them there. Add group instance screw with mother. There we need 4, but a little bit smaller. So give them shift. We make it here smaller. Good. Shift D to duplicate. Shift D to duplicate. Shift D to duplicate. So we got that. Then we get them all. And Shift D to bring them down. And now we must lean that on this axis. So we mark them again, look from the side and rotate in the X. Then you can tweak that correctly. Then we get the local axis. So we have here good result from the floating. Good. Then we get back to global axis. Then we mark the down mother screws. Look from the side. Rotate in the X. Get here local axis. Bring out. Position them. Done. Good. We done that. Then we see this ring here on them. So add mesh cylinder. 24 is okay. Rotate x 90 degrees. Scale down. Okay. We make them not so fat, so we go back here to global. Scale Y. Okay, that is a little smoothed. So we try to smooth that. Control B. And we have a little smooth there. We give them shading smooth. So we need shading error loop. Okay. Then we get that in front of our object here. Near to the middle. Bring it in front. Good. Then we see there are 4 of these mothers here too. So we give them here add group instance crew with mother, and we have here 1. Shift D to duplicate. Second one. Oh, they are too fat. So we make them smaller, much smaller. Such like that. Then Shift D to duplicate. Bring them here. Get both. Shift D and bring them down. So we got that. That is what we want to have here. So we can get this thing here. We can make here that smaller again. Good. So now we can mark that. B, mark that all, and bring that to position. Grabbing. Good. We have that. File, save. So that thing here we can use here too. So we get them. We have done that. Let's look. Yeah, here is it. So we get these 2 things here. Shift D to duplicate. Bring them out. And bring them to our reference. So grab and positioning. Now we get that for that thing here. Good. Here we have that thing. That is a little bit other stuff. So we add mesh cube. So we add that. Then we scale that in the Y. We give them a modifier of subdivision surface and give them a level 2 or 3. We will see that. We can scale that up a little. Now we need to extrude that part here. That means we make here 2 loops in and get then scale in the X to bring them more on the sides. Then we get this one here out and scale them in the Y. So we got that. To sharpen that up, we make here a loop. Then we make a loop on the both sides to sharpen up that. Good. Now we need to make it more round and smaller. That means we take here this part and bring them near to. So we got more that here. And you see it isn't that hard like it is here. So we make here a middle loop, scale in the X, you see, and we can make it brighter. Then we need to have a loop here, and we get this one here with proportional editing connected. Grab set and then roll the middle mouse button that you see this circle here. And then you can say how much should be infloated when I move this point. You can tweak them by moving. It's no problem. Good. Then we get these words here and bring them to a position where we can get a round look. So that is it nearly, but not really. So we get this here, bring them a little bit more up. Yeah, a little bit more maybe this direction. Okay, a little bit more up. Yeah, nearly. Okay, it's not the best, but it does what it should. So we can delete one side and make it with a mirror so we have an even result on each side. So we take here a modifier, mirror modifier with clipping, go in edit mode and bring them to the Y, and you close that. So we have here the same. So we can disable proportional, we can get that point, bring them more in. I think that one here can a little bit more up. Yeah. And here maybe a little bit down too. And we got that fine looking result here. Can go from them a little bit deeper. And then we got this thing here and bring them to this position. We scale them to a size that we can put that onto. So I grab this here and this here, then bring them to the material there. So we can tweak in that, bring in that onto. Look from the side view, then we can see that better when it hits the material. But that is good. Can be greater. So here we need the origin to the geometry, so it is in the middle. Then we can scale them both together. Good, we have that. Now we see here is a mother with screw there too. So we add group instance, screw with mother. We rotate x minus 90 degrees, scale them down, and bring them to the top of this thing. We look from the top, so we can grab them, scale them, and bring them a little bit down, and we got what we need. We see here is no smooth, so we have to smooth the whole thing, or only the side. I will say we make only the side. So we smooth that and have that. Good. So we can get this whole thing, get here this thing. We have here the size of them, of this cross, and we can grab them to position. To have not a long way to look each time, I bring it here so we near on them. Good. File, save. I make a short cut. We see us then in minutes. So second part of this part. So we go on forward. We have to do this one here. So add mesh cylinder, 24 is okay. Rotate X 90 degrees, scale down. Shift D to duplicate, bring them here. Then mark them both, join together as one, bring them out. Scale in the Y, but it must be global. My language is German, so scale Y. Okay. Then we delete, we connect this point here with background selection. It's important that you have that on. This point, no, this point here with, think that point here, F. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 5 point here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this point here. Close with F. Good. Get the back line, that is that one here, with dim and them and them, and close with F. Same here, we get the front edges, this part of the loop, and this part of the loop. Then close with F. Good. So we got that. That is good. We now take here this thing and give them a smooth. Then we need loops in for the shading. Told it here. Here the same. Mark that smooth and give them a loop to the back and one to the front. Here we've forgotten them to the front, so we make that to the front too. Good. So we got that thing here done. Yeah. And grab them away. Grabbing. Good. Next one. Here we had made this thing, but this is needed to done with. So we get that thing here, grabbing, positioning. Then we have here to make that round stuff there. That is mesh cylinder 24, rotate X90, scale down. Good. Now we have to get them both together. You now can try that many ways. We look from top, that we see where we are, and we see that is smaller than that, so we scale that here and Y and bring that to the position where we are on the same height area. So good. Then we go in here the edit mode and with background selection and face selection and get this 4 points or maybe 5. We take this 5 points here and extrude them out. Then we scale x0 to make it straight and then only move up and we have that. So we have that built. We need here in front a screw mother thing. So we add group instance screw mother. Got them. Bring them in front. Scale down and bring it into material side view. So okay. We see here we need again to smooth. So we mark that here, but without that we don't need. And down there we don't need to. So we can smooth that. Shading arrows, so take a loop here, take a loop there. That is it. Okay. Then we have here this axis under this thing here, the empty. We can scale that like before. Then we get that all and grabbing, bring it there. We also can make here that smaller, that here too, and all the others too. That looks wired when you have so many of them that you don't see what is what, and that we don't want. So we make it a little bit easier to see when we make them a little smaller. Then you can see better what is what, and you don't mark all, and so that isn't different. Okay, so file, save. Good. We done that. We done that. So we can make this little things here. So we add mesh cylinder again. There we can take a 12, I think, but I take 24. Okay, rotate X 90 degrees, scale down, get that, bring out, scale down and Y. Can give them directly the smooth on the only that part here, smooth. Then the loops. Okay, done that. Now we need to do that here. That is simple one. That is only add mesh cube, scale down to size like that. Then scale in the X. Make therein 2 loops. Scale set to bring them on a high that we want to have. Scale set or make it manually. So and so. Okay. Can bring that in front. It must be the same thickness that the other one. So we bring them here for top view, scale Y, bring them to that. Then we can bring them here in the middle, and we must bring that out. So we get here this front face and extrude them to the last position there. And we got that. This both we join together as one. And we have made this thing here. The only thing that you see there is here's the screw, the mother screw there. So we add group instance screw mother, bring them in front, scale them down, reduct the size here, look from the side and bring it onto. Good. So we have that. And we see here two little guys from the screws. So with Shift D, make a copy of that and make it smaller, and Shift D to duplicate and bring them on. So we got that. That is what we have there. So we are ready with that. We can now select that and grab that away. Select is better with border selection than grabbing positioning. Good. Done. File. Save. The next is this one here. So we add mesh circle 24th okay, rotate X 90, scale down to that size. And then we mark them. It is behind the picture, so we move the picture a little bit away. Then we must see them again. There is it. So then we make it straight because we can turn them when we have done that. So that means we go in edit mode and then we see bad. So I bring it here. You can see it a little bit better, I think. Good. We delete here this down part. Delete words. Get all. Shift D to duplicate. Rotate X, Y 180 to bring them in that position here. And close the space between with F. So that means we select them both. Close with F. And here same. Close with F. Then we see it goes down here, and at the down part there's the same too, but it looks a little bit wired. So we take the same, Shift D, bring them down, scale them a little bit down, and you can scale them and set a little so you get this wired look there. But I'll let it like it is here. So I grab them to this position and get that with that you can mark that. Get to this position, and then we need to give them here a space where they can work together. So we look here that we bring them on the same middle point. Then we go up and then we connect, I think, that here. There is a second with the second. No, I take the third. 1, 2, 3. The third. And here 1, 2, 3. The third too. F to close. We make it on the other side too. 1, 2, 3 here. And same here. 1, 2, 3 here. Have to close. So, oh, that was one too much. So it isn't that here. It is that here. So close with that. 1, 2, 3. What is that? That isn't right, oh. Can't believe it. Okay, we'll make it other way. So I get that and delete only the edges and that edges too. Delete. Then we get here this forwards and extrude them up completely ready to go. Good. Then we close the rings with F. Close that ring with F. We have that. Then we have here a hole because we don't have straightened that. So we scale set 0. But only the down part. Okay. This with these top parts you must pay attention for them. So scale set 0. We done that. Good. Now we need deepness like all the stuff. So we go in edit mode, mark all, and E to extrude and print them out. So got that. Then we need to smooth that here. So we go here to face selection, mark this loop with Alt holding and then right mouse button on an edge. Then you can select the whole loop. Then smooth and bring them the loops for the shading. At the down part is the same. Mark that, then smooth that, then shading. You see we'll have here an arrow you can cut them through or let it. I let it. For me that is not so important, yeah. Then we rotate the whole thing. Before we do that, we make here set the origin to geometry, so we have it in the middle. Then we can rotate it like it is here. And then we take these two mothers with a screw and group instance screw mother, scale them down, look from the side, bring in position. We can make them a little bit smaller and bring them more into the middle. Good. Then we get this size of the plane axis, empty axis. Shift D, duplicate and bring them here to the top where that one is too. And we got that here. So that is done. So we mark that, grabbing and positioning. File, save. Good. That was it for today. Next time we make the other stuff there, and then we see how many parts this tutorial will have. I don't know it. I'm on the way, like you on the way. Okay, so bye. See you in the next part.